something you probably haven't heard before. This might be new to you, and I'm pretty confident it is. If you're a front-end developer, full-stack developer, or just someone looking to be safer and more effective when building projects, here's my advice. Learn graphic design. Use Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator. I don't care if it's the genuine or a cracked version. What matters is that you dive into graphic design and get familiar with it. Why am I saying this? It's because tools like Photoshop and Illustrator teach you a concept that's highly relevant to development: layers. When designing in these tools, you work with layers that build facades, and this way of thinking translates directly to web design and development. At first glance, this might seem overcomplicated or even unnecessary, but let me tell you, it's not. I've seen so many people in the industry who don't know how to design at all. They rely on frameworks like Tailwind CSS and talk about it as if it's some futuristic gift from the heavens. You hear them say things like, "It has such easy-to-use concepts," or "You just call the class, and you're done." But when you look closely, you realize how many classes they're stacking. Sometimes 5 or more for something that could easily be achieved with a single custom CSS class. Now, don't get me wrong. Tailwind is a good tool, and I'm not here to bash it. But I do think the reason some people rely so heavily on it is that they lack a fundamental understanding of CSS and design principles. They find it overwhelming to break down a layout into layers, or to think of divs as building blocks for complex shapes.
You're a
I
wizard.
suspect this gap exists because many developers never started with tools like Photoshop, where you learn to visualize and layer elements effectively. And here's the kicker. Learning graphic design doesn't just make you better at layouts and CSS. It also boosts your UI/UX design skills. When you practice creating flyers, posters, or mock-ups, you're training yourself to think about aesthetics, balance, and functionality. These are the same principles you'll use when designing interfaces for websites or applications. In fact, graphic design teaches you to see structure and flow in a way that directly enhances your coding. You start understanding how to organize elements on the screen and how to make them look polished and professional. This can save you from relying too much on frameworks and give you the freedom to create designs that truly stand out. So, while this might sound unconventional, I firmly believe that learning graphic design can be a game changer for developers. It bridges the gap between code and creativity, equipping you with skills that make you both a better designer and a more capable developer. If you're serious about improving your craft, give it a shot. It might feel like an extra step, but trust me, it will make your projects and your skills far better in the long run.